Next on Fox 35 News, Bob Saget found dead in an Orlando hotel room. The nation now mourning America's dad. We have the very latest on the investigation into his death.
And grab a jacket. Temperatures dipping into the 40s tonight. Your forecast is just minutes away.
Have you been cheated? Fox 35 News at 5 starts now.
Rain rolling through central Florida. This is a live look from I-95 in Brevard County near Melbourne. Parts of our area under a severe weather warning right now.
Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner joining us now. And Brooks, we have some stormy weather to get through over the next few hours. Then we're going to see temperatures drop.
That's right, Ray. Good evening, guys. Luann, we've got a cold front moving through, and so that's going to result in temperatures falling into the 60s and 70s for highs tomorrow, then more 80s. But right now, we are dealing with some severe thunderstorms. Polk County, a brand new severe thunderstorm warning just issued. This is a live view at Fox 35 Storm Tracker radar. So let's go down. This is southeastern Polk County, and this is near Lake Shore. This is just east of Lake Wales, west of Lake Kissimmee. This will be tracking into southern Osceola County here over the next 15 to 20 minutes. It's moving east-southeast at about 20 miles per hour. And the characteristics with this storm, well, it's featuring the possibility of hail up to quarter size and wind gusts over 55 miles per hour. This is now moving right out of Lake Shore and into Indian Lake Estates. So that's one severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued. That's in effect for probably about the next hour or so. Another one in effect for the next half hour is for southern Osceola County. This is Yeehaw Junction. This is the Turnpike, and this storm is moving east-southeast at about 15 miles per hour. So expect torrential rains. It has a history of producing radar estimated quarter-size hail and wind gusts that could exceed 50 miles per hour. This is going to affect the Turnpike as of right now over about the next 20 minutes before working eastward into Indian River County west of Fellsmere, which is also under a severe thunderstorm warning at this time, as is Ossawa Junction a little bit farther south on the Turnpike. So as far as Orlando goes, we're in the clear for now. The front has passed through. Earlier, though, look at these threatening skies from Port Canaveral. This is our Launch Credit Union cam. You could just see how dark it was with the ships departing in the rain. The weather will be vastly improving once the storm front moves through. I'll show you the latest on that coming up.
And a live look now at Daytona Beach. Make sure you download the Fox 35 Storm Team Weather app and track the temperatures as they fall hour by hour.
Whatever happened to
America mourns the loss of their TV dad.
Hurt my heart really bad. It was horrible.
Bob Saget passes away at an Orlando hotel.
He's coming! He's coming! He's here.
He brought laughs and fatherly advice as single dad Danny Tanner on Full House.
Good job, Dad. Been reading Cosby's book?
Fans now giving him one last standing ovation.
The news of Bob Saget's death shocked fans and the entertainment world. He was found dead yesterday afternoon inside a room at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Orlando. And his career spanned decades. Saget made millions of people laugh, from Full House to America's Funniest Home Videos and his stand-up.
Luann, the Laugh Factory, a comedy club in Los Angeles, honored Saget on its marquee, asking him to make God laugh. Saget was in Florida for a stand-up tour. He performed in Orlando Friday night and Jacksonville Saturday. Fox 35's Stephanie Buffamonte was the first local reporter on the scene at the Ritz last night. You could see the tweet behind me. It got thousands upon thousands of views. She's been working the story all day and joins us live now from the medical examiner's office. Stephanie, it could be a while before we know how he died.
That is right. The medical examiner's office says it could be 10 to 12 weeks before we learn what caused his death. But tonight we are hearing the 911 calls from inside the hotel for the first time.
Thanks so much, Stephanie. Saget's co-stars from Full House are paying tribute to him. Jodie Sweetin posted this on Instagram. She played Stephanie Tanner, his middle child, on the TV show. She says there are no words to describe what she's feeling and that Bob was most happy when helping others.
Candace Cameron Bure played his oldest daughter, DJ. She says he was one of the best human beings she knows and loved him so much.
Uncle Joey, Dave Coulier, shared this photo on Instagram holding hands with Saget at a charity gala. He says he will never let go.
And John Stamos, who played his brother-in-law, Uncle Jesse, says he will never have another friend like Bob.
Stamos and Saget were really close, even making a funny video where Stamos gives his guide to cuddling with Saget's help.
That was a classic. Well, you can find more tributes for Bob Saget and a timeline of how the story has unfolded so far on our website. Just go to fox35orlando.com.
And this just in, TMZ reporting that Betty White died from a stroke. She suffered the stroke 6 days before she passed away. She would have turned 100 next week.
There is more COVID in Altamont Springs wastewater than ever before. The city estimates 70% of its residents are infected based off the water. The positivity rate doubled from last Monday to Thursday.
We are now teaching other cities how to do this, and we're bringing them into our program as well. So we're getting a better and more complete view of Central Florida each time we're able to teach someone else how to do this type of testing.
The data from the testing allows the city to get ready for any future strains and to tell frontline workers and residents about any potential hazards.
Camping World Stadium opened for COVID testing today. Skyfox over the scene. It was their first day of testing there. Fox 35 was there when it opened at 9 a.m. There were long lines of cars. No appointment is needed to get tested. They are open 9 to 5 every day. The county opened Camping World for testing because the Barnett Park location kept reaching capacity, which, by the way, it did again today. So far, 3,100 tests were given at Camping World. A lot of people are getting tested because they're experiencing symptoms of Omicron. Those include cough, fever, congestion, and sore throat. A lot of those symptoms are very similar to a cold, Luann.
Yeah, and Ray, since they're so similar, people are buying up all the cold medicine. Just look at the empty shelves here in this video. This is at a Target near Mall at Millennia. Fox 35's Holly Bristow joins us live right now. And Holly, I know you checked out several other stores. What did you find there?
I did. Nothing like what I saw at that Target yesterday afternoon. I've got to tell you, I was absolutely shocked. That's why I pulled out my cell phone and shot video, because I couldn't believe pretty much all the cold and flu medicine was gone there, minus a few bags of cough drops. We decided to check around town to see what we could find. Right now, we are at this Walgreens at Greenwood and Lake Mary Boulevard. They have a pretty good selection of cold and flu remedies. Some things they might be out of in pill form, but they still have in liquid form. Other things you just might need to substitute for another brand, but they certainly had a solid selection. And this is what we found at the CVS on Woodland Boulevard in DeLand. They were out of some things, but definitely still a good selection of cold and flu items to choose from. So bottom line, if you're not feeling good, you might not be able to find your number one go-to product of what you usually use this time of year, but there certainly are some substitutes. And if you can't find it, chances are if you go to another store, you might have a different selection to choose from. For now, reporting live in Lake Mary, Holly Bristow, Fox 35 News.
Holly, thank you. Also developing tonight, Brightline is nearly ready to put trains on tracks here in Central Florida.
Fox 35's Alina Shirazi shows us their plan to test trains starting next week. A 911 first responder fought his HOA and won, and he got paid.
Coming up next, find out how he's using some of that settlement money to help others.
And rescued just in the nick of time. Wild video shows police pulling a man from a plane moments before it's crushed by a train.
Don't miss the must-watch new drama.
I did what I did to save my son, but this is not who I am.
The Cleaning Lady, all new tonight at 9 on Fox.
Wake up with Good Day Orlando every morning.
Second wave of runners to go through that starting line.
Breaking news from where it's happening.
48 miles of I-95 shut down.
Showing you why we love Central Florida.
This is the tallest slingshot in the world. 0 to 100 miles an hour in just under 2 seconds. Watch Good Day Orlando.
Stay ahead of the storm. Get Fox 35 severe weather alerts sent straight to your screen. Depend on the Fox 35 Storm Team weather app. Always what you need when you need it.
Great story, Dave. Thank you. Live pictures from the Turnpike in Osceola County. You see the rain on the lens. We are tracking rain in the area. Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner joining us now.
Brooks, after the rain comes some cool weather.
That's right. We're going to see those temperatures falling, and they're not just going to fall for a day or two. It's going to be a general pattern shift as we look ahead to the next 2 to 3 weeks. This is basically winter setting in for Florida, but by winter, I'm talking about 60s for highs, maybe some 70s. Not bad, but just not those warm 80s. Right now, Fox 35 Storm Tracker radar. We are start looking at thunderstorms moving out of our viewing area into areas to the south. Although right now until 5:30, a severe thunderstorm warning for extreme southeastern Osceola County. You know what? That has now moved into Indian River County and points south. So it has officially now been whittled away for Osceola County. But around the Fellsmere area and also Osawa Junction down through Fort Drum, as you get south along the turnpike, it is still raining. So we've got a severe thunderstorm warning there in effect until 5:30, and that's thanks to wind gusts that could exceed 50 miles per hour and a storm with a history of producing quarter-size hail. But by and large, the system has moved south of us. That is a cold front, and so too has both the rain threat and any kind of a thunderstorm threat, not to mention a severe storm threat. But earlier, check it out, our Launch Credit Union cam captured this scene from Port Canaveral as a storm rolled in, as this cruise ship moved out. This is a Carnival cruise ship, and look right there how it's kind of getting pushed by the winds. They had to use a little bit of extra maneuvering to make the channel so it didn't get essentially pushed into that ship. So that was kind of a dramatic scene there. Right now, we've got ominous skies, but rain-free conditions downtown Orlando. Our forecast featuring temperatures falling from the upper 60s to the lower 60s by 11 o'clock and down to about 56 by 5 a.m. That'll represent our overnight low. Tomorrow, barely scratching 70. So a cold front coming through right now, a couple of storms to the south, highs near 70 degrees tomorrow. So looking outside right now, there is a little bit of sunshine from our City Furniture iDrive cam where it's currently 70 degrees. So in the 7-day forecast, we're going to see a sizable and notable pattern shift. No more upper 70s and low to mid 80s. It's more like upper 60s and low, maybe to mid 70s. 71 tomorrow with some high clouds around. Wednesday, 72 with a reinforcing shot of cooler weather. We'll take a look at that next cold front coming up in the next half hour, but that'll knock temps into the 60s for both Thursday and Friday. And then a third cold front coming through Sunday, and that's going to keep those temperatures low with just a 30% chance for some rain. The good news, no frost, no freeze, but it'll definitely be weather where you'll have that extra layer as you head out in the mornings, winter Florida style.
Thanks, Brooks, and we'll break out the jackets Florida style as well. In Gainesville, officials set up the Cold Night Shelter program. It begins tonight. It runs through Thursday, but it will be open as long as nighttime temperatures stay below 45 degrees. The St. Francis House gives shelter more suited for families and children. Grace Marketplace is set up for individual adults.
A pilot made an emergency landing right on some railroad tracks in Los Angeles, and just moments later, a train was coming and it could not stop.
Police and Good Samaritans pulled the pilot out just in time. The dramatic rescue caught on camera.
Go, 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 go!
Wow. Paramedics took the pilot to the hospital. He only had minor injuries. Luckily, nobody on the train was hurt either.
Coming up next, Novak Djokovic is staying in Australia. The tennis star just won an appeal, but coming up, find out why his vaccine battle is far from over.
And all new on the News Edge at 6, they called today Black Monday in the NFL. Several teams firing their head coaches, including a surprising move in Miami. Fox 35 sports anchor Adam Shadoff has all those headlines coming up.
I'm Jamie King. Watch Good Day Orlando tomorrow from 4 to 10 a.m. on Fox 35.
You're watching Fox 35 News at 5. Watch 911 tonight at 8 on Fox 35. Fox 35 News is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome back. Tennis superstar and defending champion of the Australian Open, Novak Djokovic, is being allowed to stay in Australia.
A judge granted him a win in court today. Djokovic's visa is reinstated after it was taken by border officials because he is unvaccinated. Attorneys argued the pro athlete did not need the vaccine because he recently recovered from the virus. Djokovic's brother reacted to the win.
Unfortunately, Novak has fallen into a serious political turmoil that is unfolding. This is all politics, and it's always been politics.
Now Australia's immigration minister will decide whether to cancel the visa before the tournament begins next Monday.
And Ray, there's a new Rage Room in Orlando's entertainment district, and it's supposed to be a smashing good time. At Smash and Dash on International Drive, you're given a jumpsuit, a face shield, and some protective gloves. You get to choose your own weapon. You can choose a bat, a crowbar, or some other kind of crazy deadly device, right? Then you use your weapon to smash things like tiles, different sized appliances, and even a dummy.
It's $34.99 is our package. That includes one person. It includes a bucket of breakables. It includes a medium-sized object, and we have a large appliances or 2 large TVs.
And you have to be how old?
10 to 12. We ask that a parent is inside of the room with them.
Smash and Dash is open now. They'll start taking reservations in a couple of weeks. You could get out some rage for real there, Ray.
Yeah, I think you'd get it all out after you were done with that.
Well, on deck tonight at 5:30, more teens are accused of terrorizing Volusia County, and the sheriff is fed up.
Somewhere along the line, we have drifted away from holding these kids accountable. The system isn't dealing with violent crime like it should.
The reason why the sheriff is going off is our big story at 5:30.
Plus, some local businesses are so desperate to find workers, they're asking ex-convicts to apply. Our top story at 5:30, more teenagers in trouble in Volusia County. This time, 2 teens are accused of pulling out a gun at a skating rink in DeLand.
It's a story that Volusia Sheriff Mike Chitwood is tired of hearing. Fox 35's Holly Bristow reports on what he thinks needs to be done to stop teens from committing violent crimes.
New tonight, many people cannot find work even during a labor shortage. That includes people who served prison time. They face an age-old bias that some are now trying to change. Fox 35 Stephen Goen joins us live from Cleveland with more tonight. Good evening, Stephen.
Luann, good evening to you. More than 600,000 prisoners rejoin society every year, and many are shut out of the workforce. It's why one chef here in Cleveland is asking employers to reevaluate how they hire.
Thanks, Stephen. Scammers are trying to take advantage of the current COVID spike.
Coming up next, what you need to look out for if you need to take a test.
Speaking of COVID, some restaurants look like they did back in 2020. We'll show you what they're doing to protect customers. Plus, Brooks protecting us with the forecast.
That's right, with the information you can use to make the right decisions. But fortunately, we're not dealing with anything severe right now in our local area, although some storms in South Florida are pretty punchy. Tonight, though, the big story, a cold front has moved through. Look at these temperatures up in Atlanta in the 20s. Tomorrow here in Florida, we're looking at highs close to 70, but that's going to be the start of a change. Look at all this cold air to our north coming in our general direction. I'll show you how low it goes in just a bit.
What's for dinner is about to get way easier and way more fun than doing the dishes. So get ready to get dishing.
Premieres Tuesday, January 18th at 2 p.m.
The next generation of Fox 35 Storm Tracker radar is here. It's the fastest, most accurate weather tracking tool in Central Florida, alerting you first during storms, spotting dangerous weather sooner, detecting tornadoes faster, giving you time to prepare, alerting you first, keeping your family safe. Depend on Fox 35 with the next generation of Storm Tracker radar.
A consumer alert now. The Federal Trade Commission is warning people about fake at-home COVID tests. The agency says only buy tests that are authorized by the FDA and only purchase them from trusted sellers. If you do buy a test online, the commission urges you to use a credit card, not your debit card. And the Better Business Bureau is also warning people about COVID testing scams.
That's right, Luann. Authorities say crooks are trying to take advantage of the high testing demand. They're targeting the elderly. The scammers tell seniors a COVID test requires a blood draw. Then they bill insurance companies for unnecessary services.
They know that you're desperate and you're willing to do anything for that test. They're just going to prey on that. If you are going to a testing site and they are trying to collect your social security number, your credit card information, any financial banking information, that is a red flag.
The BBB also says beware of scammers taking Medicare and Medicaid information.
Downtown Lakeland will say goodbye to a few parking spots, but hopefully saying hello to a boost in the economy. The Downtown Development Authority will install parklets in front of 2 of the busiest downtown restaurants, Fresco's and Harry's. A parklet means you're turning a parking spot into a public space. In this case, the space will be used by restaurants so they can expand their outdoor seating.
When you see people on the sidewalks, as you're driving by or if you're walking by, it creates a level of energy that makes you want to be a part of it.
Now, the conversion is ready to begin, but contractors are unable to get into town because of all the canceled flights.
Fox 35 counting down to the next liftoff. It's coming up Thursday morning. A SpaceX Falcon 9 is set to launch from Cape Canaveral at 10:25. It will carry commercial and government satellites into orbit. We'll bring it to you live online and, of course, on the Fox 35 News app.
A raging fire kills at least 19 people at a New York apartment building.
First responders hope we can all learn a safety lesson. Coming up, find out why doors are so important.
And the Fox 35 Pump Patrol wants to save you a few cents the next time you fill up your gas tank. We found gas for $3.03 a gallon at the Murphy USA on Vineland Road near Polynesian Isle Boulevard in Kissimmee. And you can compare gas prices anytime using your zip code on fox35orlando.com.
Here's tonight's primetime lineup on Fox 35. At 8, don't miss Rob Lowe in 911 Lone Star. Then at 9, it's an all-new episode of The Cleaning Lady. Then stay tuned for Fox 35 News at 10. Fox 35 News is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
TMZ! The response to Bob Saget's death is overwhelming. People that connect to different things. Some people full house, some people stand up. That's why he endured.
Tonight at 7:30 on Fox 35.
A news alert, 17 people are dead after a fire in a Bronx apartment building. That number includes 8 children. A dozen others are still fighting for their lives. Investigators say a malfunctioning space heater sparked New York City's deadliest fire in 3 decades. But it wasn't the flames that killed people inside that building. It was smoke. Local firefighters say we can learn a lesson from that tragedy.
Fox 35's Nestor Mato learned there is one thing that may have helped more people survive. Caught on camera, a snow machine goes haywire after a skier ran into it. Take a look. This happened at a resort in North Carolina. The machine started shooting snow into the air. People stopped skiing so they could watch it and record some video. 2 people were hurt, but they're expected to be just fine. Well, no snow here, but we are cooling down tonight. Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner is back with us right now.
And Brooks, Luann is ready to take out her puffer coat, so is she going to need it?
Well, it's not going to be dramatic, but it'll be different. You'll notice the 50s tomorrow morning. A far cry from the snow geyser up there at Beach Mountain, North Carolina. That had to be terrible. Some of the videos, by the way, shocking. People stuck in the lifts getting blasted. We're getting blasted tonight in St. Lucie County. This is not in our viewing area, but this is from the same system that just rolled through. Fox 35 Storm Tracker radar capturing the action with a couple remaining downpours in Polk County and southern Osceola County, but largely 99.9% of us are done with all the precipitation. That said, just want to show you this cell to show you the power of our next gen radar. This cell in northern St. Lucie County, that's near Port St. Lucie, is moving southeast at about 30 miles an hour, and this thing is producing the kind of weather that could cause some serious problems. We're talking about golf ball size hail, and a lot of it that could cover the ground in this area, and this is a very rural area, but if that's it's the kind of storm that if it goes over your house, it's like guaranteed roof damage, damage to vehicles, so it's a big deal, but it's again over very rural areas of north central St. Lucie County, but we just dodged that, by the way, so we didn't have anything like that here. We did have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings to our south, but really nothing major at this point, so that's good news for us. We're done with this front, but this is the leading edge of the cooler air, and the skies were very ominous. This is our launch credit union cam down at Port Canaveral. Look at this departing Carnival cruise ship, and look how it kind of does a fishtail, because the winds blowing out of this thunderstorm literally push it as if it's trying to push it onto shore. It successfully made it out thanks to the pilot on board and also the tugs to kind of push it out. But it was pretty close to this little ship here. Nothing dangerous, but just to show you the power, you had to put those side thrusters on there. Those clouds very ominous. This is a shot from Lake Mary. We're going to see those temperatures falling with a little bit of that sunshine mixed with clouds down to about 58 by midnight and 55 by tomorrow morning. So it's going to be a cool start to the day tomorrow. Nothing we haven't seen before, but certainly no more 60s for lows for the long haul here. Cold front going through right now. A couple of storms remain to the south. Highs near 70 tomorrow, but then a lot of 60s for highs as we look ahead into our extended forecast. Here is a live view outside from our City Furniture iDrive cam where it's still 70 degrees. Sky's still kind of ominous. Back to you.
All right, Brooks, thank you. Well, used car prices have just been sky high. So the question is, will that trend continue in the new year?
Well, and next we have a new prediction about the future of the market.
And Central Florida is about to get more representation up in Washington, D.C. But something has to happen here in Tallahassee first. We are looking ahead to Florida's legislative session, which starts tomorrow.
This new year.
Are we going to talk this out first? Let's go for it.
It's Double or Nothing on You Bet Your Life.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 35.
I'm Danielle Knox. Watch Good Day Orlando tomorrow from 4 to 10 a.m. on Fox 35.
Used car prices could finally come down. A study from accounting firm KPMG suggests prices could slide by as much as 30% over the next year. Analysts predict the supply of cars will pick up as early as October. That's good news for people who are looking for a used car if they can wait. But if people buy before the dip, they might owe more on their loan than the car is worth.
A big headline across Florida tonight. State lawmakers will kick off the legislative session tomorrow up in Tallahassee.
Fox 35's Craig Patrick is looking into some of the priorities.
If you are waiting for a delivery right now, it may take a while.
All new on the News Edge at 6. Find out why FedEx is getting behind.
Fox 35 News is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Some clients say they're not the type of person who sues, but many of our cases are settled without having to sue anyone.